Yo, 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 yo. What's going on? What's happening? What's popping? How we doing? How we feeling? Happy Friday to everybody. Happy Friday to everybody. If you like me and you're a Georgia Bulldog fan, it's probably not your best of Fridays, but we move on. We move on. You know what? We're not going to even talk about what happened in yesterday's Georgia Notre Dame game. We're going to just keep it moving on past that. We're going to keep it moving past that. What's going on, people? What's happening, man? On this nice Friday afternoon in the Peach State, man. It's been a great, been a real nice winter so far. Hopefully we can keep this up. I know probably around February and March, it'll probably get a little more colder, but I've been loving it so far, man. It's great weather to do whatever you really want to do for the most part in the winter. But what's happening, man? How we doing? How we feeling? How we feeling? How we feeling? How we feeling? We got our last regular season game coming up this Sunday in the A against the Carolina Panthers. I know they're gonna come to play. They're gonna come to play. Hopefully we come to play. Hopefully we get us a nice bounce back game from the disappointing game against Jaden Daniels and the Washington Redskins / Commanders. I think they're gonna be going back to the Redskins name pretty soon, from what I've been reading. But that's another story. As you do come in, do your dog a big favor. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you share this to your Twitter, your Facebook. Send it to your dog. Send it to your bestie. Shoot it to him in a text. But no, welcome in, man. I'm glad y'all here. I listened, and as you see the title, Raheem Morris checks 92.9 on Mike Bell. We're gonna listen to that. We're gonna listen to that. That was a very interesting interview. Raheem, like he kind of went I don't want to say out of character, but that was out of character for Raheem Morris. I think most people would agree. It was a very colorful interview. I'm sure the people at 92.9, the host especially, did not think they would get that kind of energy from Mr. Raheem Morris. So we're gonna definitely listen to that interview. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna talk about it. For sure. We're gonna talk about it. I don't want y'all to tell me what y'all think. Before we hop into it, man, let's holler at the comment section real quick. Then we're gonna get into it real fast. Our dog 82 Monte Carlo in the building. Says let me go ahead and tap in while I hook up my trailer. Hey, man. Get yourself right, man. Get yourself right. Go out there and make that money. You know what I'm saying? And get yourself right. Thanks for coming in. I'm a dog Marina's in the house. Rise up from Texas. Shout out to everybody in Texas. The entire Texas, man. The entire Texas, which is like the size of its own country. I remember being 13 years old. Went on family vacation, right? 13 years old, early 90s. This had to be like 90, 91. We drove from Georgia to California. And man, I would say it took about, I think, if I remember correctly, it took about 3.5 days to get there. It was me and some adults, my aunt and uncle, and there was a bunch of us younger kids. So, we had to stop and sleep, and they had to stop and feed us. So they really couldn't just thug it out. You know what I'm saying? When you get older, you could just get in the car. If you got a long drive, you could just thug it out. Only stop to use the bathroom And some folks, when they start to use the bathroom, they just stop on the side of the road. They keep going. They going straight up, thug it out. We ain't playing. We got a destination. We're gonna get there as soon as we can. But anyway, I think it took about 3.5 days, to get there. And I vividly remember it took damn near 2 days just to get through the state of Texas alone. That's a big ass state. That's a big ass state. A huge state. Christy Lewis in the house. What's going on, Christy? David Starks in the building. What's up, David? Haven't heard this shit. Oh, yeah, man. It was pretty colorful. Man. It's pretty colorful. We're going to check it out. Happy New Year to you also, David. Blessings and prosperity, man. Hope you have a fantastic 2025. TJ Gaming in here. What's up, DJ? What's happening, man? Says, what's up, Tyler? Been a minute, man. How you been, bro? How you been? Where you been? What's happening, man? What's going on? I already gave up on the season. DJ said, F this BS, man. I'm out of here. Yeah, I'm gonna check back with y'all in 2025, bro. I'm gone. I'm out. I'm gone. I'm done with this season. I'm excited for the future, but as far as this season, same old Falcons. I feel you, bro. I definitely feel you coming from. Definitely feel where you're coming from. C-Dub is in the house. What's happening with C-Dub? What's popping, man? What's going on, my friend? Y'all make sure to check out C-Dub here on YouTube as well. Great Falcons content. Great wrestling content. Speaking of wrestling, it's funny that you're here today, C-Dub, because I know you're a real big wrestling guy. I found myself, because y'all know I always tell y'all I'm a YouTube junkie. I love me some YouTube. I should apply for a job at YouTube, man. Much time as I spend on that platform, and this ain't even including doing stuff like this. But when you're talking about people who watch a lot of YouTube, I'm in the top 1%. I guarantee it. Don't watch movies or no TV shows, none of that. YouTube. That's me. I'm a YouTube cat. Thick and thin. I love me some YouTube. But anyway, I often go down YouTube rabbit holes. And I found myself in a wrestling rabbit hole the last 2 nights before I go to sleep. Just been watching a lot of old school wrestling matches and wrestling interviews. I listened to the Honky Tonk Man interview. He had a lot of interesting stuff to say. He talked about his last year with Vince McMahon, how they took him from being a wrestler and put him as a commentator. And he kept asking Vince McMahon, is he gonna wrestle? And he like, nah, but you can come and commentate. For what I remember, he never really gave a reason why they, just stopped him from wrestling. But he ultimately said, he said he didn't call Vince McMahon. He said back then you have to fax Vince McMahon, because back then there were no cell phones. And he said the phone in the office or the headquarters, they never answered it, so you have to send fax. He was like, hey man, when this contract is about to renew, he said he faxed Vince McMahon, hey man, are you gonna renew my contract? And Vince McMahon told him, hey man, you just go ahead and do what you're gonna do. And so he left WWE. Or I think it was still called WWF at that time. But anyway, watch some old Andre the Giant matches. I was a big fan of Andre the Giant growing up. Watch some of his matches, watch some of his interviews on the wrestlers he did not like. He would treat them rough if he didn't like you, like Jake the Snake. He did not like him in real life, Who else did what else did I see? I watched some old Survivor series. Y'all remember Zeus? Remember Zeus? You remember the No Holds Barred movie that WWF came out with? So I went into the that year that Zeus had that rivalry with Hulk Hogan. I went into that. Rest in peace to Tiny Lister. Y'all know him as Debo from Friday. You got knocked the fuck out, man. But yeah, he had a big rivalry with Hulk Hogan that lasted a year. Looked at that. Looked at The Undertaker's first appearance on WWF, the Dead Man. I remember when he wrestled at WCW. He was just kind of like a mediocre wrestler at the time, but he went to Vince McMahon and he became a superstar. The Ultimate Warrior, rest in peace. How they saying he was just so difficult to work with, man. He was just real difficult to work with. And I think he got inducted to the Hall of Fame, and 3 days later he passed away. Watched about that also. But yeah, I went down a wrestling rabbit hole. I looked at the episode when the NWO, Scott Hall, Hulk Hogan, when that was first formed. But yeah, I can't say that I currently still watch wrestling, but man, I grew up on wrestling. Rest in peace to my great grandmother. She put me on wrestling, man. And I was an NWA cat, Superstation, TBS. Saturday at 6:35. Me and her would be sitting there. She'd be sitting on the sofa. I'd be sitting on the floor. And we're gonna watch wrestling. Rest in peace to my great grandmother. Rest in peace to her favorite wrestler, Dusty Rhodes. She loved her some Dusty Rhodes, boy. American Dream. Man, she used to get so excited when Dusty Rhodes came out. But yeah, I grew up on wrestling like, a lot of people did, man. Huge wrestling fan. But, I know y'all didn't come here for me to talk about that, so I'm going to get back on topic. C-Dub says Coach Rod is sensitive for sure. 770 in the house. Shout out to the entire 770 in the house. Marco Russian, what's up? Raheem still got them timeouts in his pocket from last week. Banging a little bit on Raheem. T Terry in this thing. What's happening, T Terry? What's going on with you, man? Says, what's up, Toddy? I heard Morris got smart with somebody. Yeah, hey, man. Raheem came in an interview. He kind of banged a little bit on him. He did it in a very professional, subtle manner. But he pretty much said, hey, man, I didn't come here to put up with y'all BS today. You dig? You know what I'm saying? I didn't come here. Y'all ain't finna just push over me in this interview. This ain't gonna be what y'all thought it was gonna be. I'm coming to speak my mind. And I'm gonna say this about Mike Dale, He'll probably never hear this. Maybe he will. But Mike Dale was doing a lot of fucking crying in the spring. He was doing a lot of fucking crying. Mike Bell always crying, to be honest. But he was doing a lot of fucking crying. And I would hit him on Twitter. I was like, man, stop fucking crying, bro. If you're doing all this crying, what the baby gonna do, Mike Bell? He eventually blocked me on Twitter. Like, hey, man, stop fucking crying. The draft been over 2 weeks. You still crying. Stop crying. Did a lot of crying in the offseason. So I'm sure, Raheem Morris probably caught wind of that. A lot of crying and complaining. Oh, what the Falcons doing? Man, stop crying. You on the radio every day. Stop crying. You're supposed to be we look at you in a different kind of standard. You crying like us regular fans who don't get on the radio and talk to one of the biggest markets in America 5 days a week. If I was on the radio and I was talking to one of a top 8 market, they'll tell me, man, Tyler, can you stop fucking crying so much, bro? All right, we get it. You didn't like the move, but how long you gonna cry about it? What the baby gonna do if you keep crying? Do they sell pacifiers big enough for your big ass mouth at Walmart? Y'all have told me that, like, bro, stop crying. So Mike Bell was doing a lot of crying, so there probably was some animosity built up. There was some animosity built up, but real for real. Shout out to Coach in the building. Thank you for becoming a member of Atlanta Bird Gang, Coach. Always, man, I do appreciate it. Thank you for everything you do for the channel. Also, man, over and beyond just being a member. Thank you for being one of the bigger personalities on this channel and giving us a lot of great insight. And you don't probably read the comments like I do, even when we don't read them out loud. You get a lot of reaction. I could tell, and I'm saying this respectfully, Coach, but a lot of us are characters. Some people favorite character, and I'm saying this to everybody respectfully, y'all. This is respectfully. Like some character, like John Harris is probably some people's favorite character in this Atlanta Bird Gang show when we do this. Winston is probably some people's favorite characters. Any of the regulars, James is a lot of people's favorite character. They like James laid back wittiness. You know what I mean? And Coach, you are a lot of people's favorite character. A lot of people respond to a lot of stuff you say in the comments. So thank you for providing a lot of great commentary and content to us. We do appreciate that. And I'm sure I speak for myself, of course, and I'm sure the eye test would say the same thing as well. So thank you very much. Cool Ass Dre, man. Every time I see your name, I think of Cool and Dre, the famous producers from Miami, Cool and Dre, but that's Cool Ass Dre. What's up, Dre? Shout out to you, big dog. What's happening, man? Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate you coming through. Coach says you my dog and all, but the fact, anytime somebody tell you the fact, they about to bang on you. So Coach about to bang on him. You can't see this fraud for what he is, makes my head hurt. You can still rock him because he the coach and acknowledge he ain't it. So coaches banging on me in the comment section. Let's blow the horn for that. Let's blow the horn for that. Let's blow the horn for that. And the thing about it, Coach, like I said, speaking of the eye test, I think I said this on the eye test the last time we was on there Wednesday. I'm just all for giving him a fair shot. That's all. That's really all it boiled down to with me. Just giving him a fair shot. I'm not going to after one season and one off season. I'm just not going to come out and say like he's not it. I don't have enough conclusive evidence to really make that case. And nobody has ever heard me say Raheem is the man for the job either. At this point, it's incomplete for me. That's where I'm at with it. It's incomplete. I never say, hey, he's the guy. He's going to split the job. This is the guy for Atlanta. This is the guy that's going to lead us to a Super Bowl. I never said that. But at the same time, I'm not going to throw him in the trash can with only one season under his belt, especially being that he's won the most games since 2017 in his first year. Now, if we only won like 4 or 5, maybe 6 games, I'd be like, yeah, man, it's time to get this MF out of here. But that has not been the case. And I say this all the time, full transparency, I did not want Raheem. I was not campaigning for Raheem. If y'all go back and look at some of the videos on this channel during that time, during the coaching search, there's not one video on this channel campaigning or advocating for Raheem Morris. Not one. That was not my guy. But once the powers that be hire him, hey, I'm going to give him a fair shot. Whoever they would have hired, I was going to give him a fair shot. No matter who it was. Todd's in the house. What's up, Todd? Time for Morris to be one and done. I'm sorry if they missed the playoffs. Terry too. And that's something I disagree with. Because if he's one and done, that means the Falcons have set a precedent that if you come in here your first year in Atlanta, if you only win 8 or 9 games, we're going to fire you. That's the precedent that you set. That's the standard that the Atlanta Falcons are setting. Any first-time head coach, no matter the circumstances, your first year, if you only win 8 or 9 games, you are fired. You have to stand on that standard. You have to stand on that standard. Now, again, like I was saying to coach, if he had only came here and won 4 games, 5 games, 3 games, maybe even 6 games, okay, I would be more prone to say, yeah, get this guy out of here. But the most wins since 2017, I can't say with a straight face he should be fired. I just can't do it. I cannot do it. I'm sorry. And again, I'm not saying he is the guy. So 2 years from now, if they fire him, don't come back and say, well, Toddy, we told you so. Again, I'm not saying he's the guy. Never advocated for him. I was campaigning for Bill Belichick. Those videos are still up. I don't delete them. They still up. I'm just saying you gotta give the guy a fair shot. Because 80% of y'all was ready to fire Kyle Shanahan in 2015 after the season. I still remember 80% of y'all was like, hey man, look at what Kyle Shanahan doing to the offense. He ain't the right fit for Matt Ryan. He's making Matt Ryan do these bootlegs, blah, 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 blah. Get Kyle out of here. Now, if Arthur Blank would have listened to y'all after only 1 year, in all likelihood, Matt Ryan doesn't win the MVP. He doesn't add that 2016 season to his resume to help him possibly get in the Hall of Fame. We don't have that historical offensive season. We don't go to the Super Bowl. Well, it might have been good for us not to go to the Super Bowl, considering what happened that game. But you get the point. You get the point. You understand what I'm trying to say. You got to get a guy a fair shot, a fair chance. That's pretty much all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Marco Russian, Road Warriors versus Midnight Express, scaffold. Oh, man. Bro, that's one of my favorite all-time matches, man. I be trying to tell these new generation wrestling fans, like, man, this is the greatest match ever. They're like, man, that scaffold match back in the day. Jim Cornette, I think he said he broke both of his legs when he fell off. Now, I still watch that match from time to time. That was a dangerous match, man. They'd had to pay me a lot of money to climb up on that scaffold and fall like that, bro. They'd had to pay me a lot of money. Chris says, Toddy, you went way back. The Undertaker used to give me nightmares. Yeah, I did go way back. The Undertaker and what was that guy's name who he originally came out with? The Undertaker and the guy, I forgot what this had the slick back hair, red face. I cannot think of his name. Undertaker and damn, I forgot who his first manager was. Memory escapes me. But yeah, the I still remember him when he like I said, when he came, we originally started with NWA at the time or WCW. I forget what they was called at the time. But I just always say NWA because in old school, I grew up, it was NWA. But yeah, Undertaker, they used to turn off them lights, you hear that music, like, oh shit, here come the Undertaker. Undertaker ended up being one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, though, bar none. I still remember when he lost his first match. Was it SummerSlam? And then you had that black dude and his eyes kind of popped out in his head when he lost. That was some classic shit. I honestly wish, though, I don't know what the rationale was, and I'm sure they put it out since then. But I really wish they would let Undertaker just continue to be undefeated. He could have been the Floyd Mayweather of wrestling as far as his summer WrestleMania, as far as his WrestleMania record went. We got our young goon in charge, Tay in the building. What's going on with you? Say, how you doing today, bro? Oh, so we got to catch arguing with the radio guys in year one. Yeah, man. I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily say they were arguing, but it was a pretty tense interview, bro. It was a pretty tense interview. Pretty tense interview. Marina says no grace for the first year with this coach. Marina, they I don't know, man. Like half the fan base, they just want to get rid of him, man. They want to get rid of him after 1 year. And you know what? That leads me to something. Speaking of that, when Marina says no grace first year with the head coach, man. I came with some stats and some numbers for y'all today. I did. I came with some data. I brought some data with me today on this wonderful Friday. I brought some data that I want to share with everybody. That correlates with what Marina is saying and what we're saying. I got some data for y'all. I got some data. Going back the last 10 seasons of the Atlanta Falcons, not including this year. We're not going to include the 2024 season in this data because technically the season isn't finished yet and we don't know how it's going to materialize. But going back 10 years, not including this season, going back 10 years, the Atlanta Falcons the last 10 years have had 7 losing seasons, y'all. Going back 10 years, we've had 7 losing seasons. I've never been the best at math, but I do know that means 70% of the time, the last 10 years, we've had a losing season. That's atrocious. That's terrible. That is garbage. That's pathetic. That's embarrassing. That's insulting as a fan and as a franchise. 7 losing seasons over the last 10 years. We've only had 2 winning seasons over the last 2 years. Hold on, man. My bad, Tay. Shout out to my guy, Tay. Coming through with a super chat. Appreciate it, Tay. Appreciate it. Happy New Year to you, Tay. Happy 2025. Y'all, I think Tay turns 20 years old this year, 2025. That's one of our youngsters that rock with us and support the show. Obviously, shout out to Tay turning 20 years old this year. Tay says, did Raheem call a timeout yet? And he banging on Raheem. That's my guy, Tay. Shout out to you, Tay. Appreciate you, man. Another super chat from Tay. Says, this is not a rebuilding year. We are all in. Now, I can agree with that in a sense, Tay. I can agree. You can't call this a rebuilding year. I do agree with you on that. My only counter argument, I guess I would say, is when you lose a quarterback like we lost, and when he fell off the cliff like that, and I try to tell this to people, like, I don't think you can blame Raheem Morris for that. I don't think you can attribute Kirk Cousins falling off a cliff in a monumental fashion to bad coaching. I can't blame Raheem for that. I can't blame Zach Robinson for that. I can't blame Terry Fontenot for that. I can't blame Jimmy Lake or Jerry Gray. Kirk Cousins just fell off the map. Now, if you want to back me into a corner and say, well, Toddy, they brought Kirk Cousins here. You got that. Hey, I don't really have a viable comeback on that yet. If you're saying, well, they brought Kirk Cousins here, yeah, you can't blame them for him falling off during the season, but they brought him here. He is here because of them. All right, I will give you that. I will concede that part of it, but I can't blame them for the fall off. Tay also says, Raheem is not a rookie head coach. Manage the clock. Oh, I agree with you on that, Tay. I agree with you on that. I remember I was watching the game, man, and when that happened, bro, I was cussing, dog. That's why I couldn't do a post-game show that same night, because I came on here mad, boy. I'd have been mad, saying a bunch of cuss words. I was sitting down watching the game. I was cussing. I'm talking about cussing, boy. So I was in my feelings right after the game, so I couldn't come on here, bro. And he did a terrible job in clock management, and down the stretch. I agree. I'm not gonna debate that, bro. I ain't gonna debate it. I will point something out in just a moment about that. So stick around if you can. Tay, please stick around. Brother Love, that was his name. Brother Love. How did I forget that? And coincidentally, Diddy, Puff Daddy, Puffy, stole his name. That's the original Brother Love. and Puffed and stole his name. Did it and stole his name. You know what I mean? Did it got his own problems right now. We won't even talk about that on this show. I would have to create a whole nother YouTube channel to dwell into the Diddy stuff. And I've been thinking about doing it. I'm gonna be the first person. Y'all will hear from me first. I've been thinking about like doing another channel. We ain't talking about sports, but we're gonna talk, maybe talk about trending topics, talk about Diddy and and Jay-Z, and just what's going on in the world outside of sports. A trending topic channel. If y'all think I should, maybe start that channel, comment, drop a one in the comments if you think, yeah, Todd, you should do that, bro. Because you got a big mouth, you like to talk. Well, I really don't like to talk. I just like to talk about stuff that interests me. If something don't interest me, I ain't got nothing to say about it. I really don't like to talk. Through and through, I'm really an introvert. If we go into a party and I don't really know nobody, I'm not the type that go, hey, how you doing? My name's Toddy. No, I'm gonna be the one posted on the wall watching everybody. So, but stuff that really interests me, I talk about that. But let me know. Y'all want me to, if y'all think that's a good idea, let me know. If you think it's a bad idea, put a 2 in the chat. Say, hey, bro, just stick with sports. Stick with sports. This is already giving you a tough enough time talking about the Falcons. So just stick with sports. But I've been thinking about it. Clay Melch is in the building. What's going on with you, Clay? How you doing, man? You will get at least one more year, like it or not. I just can't get past repeat rookie mistakes in game management by a big head coach. What's worse is defending the decision, and he deserves another year. And see, Clay, I can rock with that because at the same time, you have your criticism, but you also have your sensibility in the statement. That's a very balanced statement. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be critical, you know what I mean? Because hey, you a veteran head coach. This ain't your first rodeo, but at the same time, hey, I'm not gonna say you need to lose your job after just 1 year. You deserve some time to kind of get your blueprint around the team and do your thing. So I can deal with that. Also, Tayin, the 20-year-old, he says, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Cool Dre says Jimmy Hart. No, it was Brother Love. Somebody mentioned it earlier. Jimmy Hart was the he managed the Midnight Express, the Hart Foundation. I watched some Bret Hart too when I was done going through the rabbit hole. Watched like a little biography on him on how he came up and how wrestling was huge in his family also. Let's see. Got a dog Ark in the building. What's going on, Ark? Since Toddy gets totally out subject sometimes. Yeah, I do, bro. I do. I got a sporadic mind, dog. I really do. Totally sporadic mind. You know what I mean? And that happens sometimes. I think that's probably I'm a little ambidextrous. You know what I mean? I write with my left. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm right with my left, but I do it a lot of other stuff with my right. Like I shoot a basketball with my right. I bat right-handed, but I write with my left. So I think by nature I got like a little sporadic mind go on, which gets me off topic from time to time. Yeah, but you're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, you spot on. You are definitely spot on. Chris says what people do not know is that if the Falcons win Sunday, Morris will be the third head coach whose first year contained 9 or more wins behind Mora and Mike Smith, who had 11 respectfully. I didn't know that. I did not know that. I had no idea, and thank you for providing that information, Christy. That's really just more for me to stand on and saying if we win Sunday, which we should do, how can you say fire this guy? How? This is first year. Like she said, we've only had 2 other coaches to do that, and in this franchise's history, which is almost I think 60, almost 70 years, I think. But yeah, that's some great information, and I'm definitely hoping we win, of course, on Sunday, because if we happen to lose on Sunday, then the chatter would just get louder and louder about firing Morris, and then I have to deal with that also. But we'll see. We'll see when it gets there. We would definitely see when it gets there. Jada in the house. What's going on with you? Hope everything good today. Going good today. Raheem has been in the league for 25 years and have already been a head coach before. He's been on 2 Super Bowl teams. I expect more of him. That's fair. That's totally fair. I don't have no argument on that. That's totally fair. As somebody already said, he's not a rookie head coach. This ain't his first rodeo. That's totally fair. That's totally fair. And to me, that's another sensible thing to say as well. Christie also said, if we win this Sunday under Morris's first year, this will be the 3rd time since 2012 that the Falcons would have at least 9 wins, except for 2016 and 2017. A lot of losing, y'all. A lot of losing, man. And again, like, you gotta at least give him that credit. You know, all these years and all this losing, he at least came in. And I'm not trying to say the standard is 8 games or 9 wins, 8 wins or 9 wins, but everybody else who came through, and as Chris is pointing out, they didn't win 9 games. You know, they got another opportunity. So why shouldn't Raheem get another opportunity? You know, you can't come in here and get your system in place in just 1 year. You know, have some coaches came in and had some success right off the map. Yeah, Mike Smith is one. He came in, shot off the map. A lot of success. Boom, boom, boom. A lot of success. But that's not the norm. That's the anomaly. That is the anomaly. 24. Tay, my bad. I thought you were like 20 years old, man. my fault. So y'all, Tay will be 24. You know, that's my guy right now. But yeah, I got on track. Yeah, let's get back to the numbers. Yeah, the last 10 years, 7 losing seasons, just 2 winning seasons, and we had 1 season where we finished 500. Now, depending on who you talk to, some people say, man, if you didn't have a winning season, that's a losing season. But last 10 years, 7 losing seasons, 2 winning seasons, 1 season we finished at 500, y'all. 1 season we finished at 500. Now, also, in between that time, let me point this out. In between that time, this is some key information. During this same 10-year stretch of time, we have had, and I'm not including this year now, so Jimmy Lake and Zach Robinson is not going to be included in this equation. We have had 6 defensive coordinators, 6 different defensive coordinators. We have had 4 offensive coordinators. We have had 4 head coaches in 10 years. 4 head coaches. 4 head coaches. And 2 different general managers. So, as you can see, the Falcons have had a lot of turnover in their coaching staff while we've been losing. There's been a lot of turnovers. We just been turning and burning coaches. What I'm trying to really say is, like, what's the point in continuing that trend? You know, at the very least, get this guy 1 more year with his staff to try to get us to the next level. And I would say the next level is getting to the playoffs and winning a playoff game, because the last 10 years of Atlanta Falcons history has shown us. I'm a big fan of history. I'm a big fan of numbers. The history and the numbers are saying, hey, firing these coaches all the time, it ain't good. That's not helping y'all win anymore. And I also think there's something bigger at play here. I think this data and this history is telling us it's big. This is bigger than just head coaches, y'all. This is bigger than just head coaches. And I'm not trying to come off, because I know sometimes coach and everybody else will be picking at me. They say, hey man, you just want to defend Raheem Morris, bro. You don't want to call it like it is. It's not that. If they fire Raheem Morris tomorrow, I promise you, I won't lose an ounce of sleep. I'll come on here, I'll report on it, and I'm like, man, who gonna be the next coach? Who y'all think? Who it gonna be? I won't lose an ounce of sleep on it. Not an inch bitty piece of sleep. No slack on my back, nothing. If they fire him tomorrow, cool. I'm gonna sleep like a baby that same night. So it ain't nothing to me. It ain't nothing to me. But instead of me being a coach defender like a Zach Robinson defender or a Raheem or Jimmy Lake defender, I'm way more. I'm just a huge Falcons fan, probably to a fault. I probably dedicate too much of my life to this, to be honest with you. Just to being totally honest, I'm a huge Falcons fan. So I want these choking bums to one day get their shit together and win a Super Bowl while I'm still young enough to enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Because when the Braves won that first one, hey, I was young enough to do my, you know what I'm saying? I was young enough to get, you know what I'm saying? Hey, when they won that second Super Bowl, boy, I was in Atlanta, went to the parade and everything. Hey, boy, hey, let's get it. Let's go. Let's get it. Georgia Bulldogs, these last two, because 1980, I was in diapers, bro. I ain't know shit about no football or no Georgia Bulldogs. But these last two back-to-back, oh, boy, hey, we did it. Hey. That's what it was for me, boy. I was, hey, let's go. Hey. I still want to be functional to watch these choking bombs win a Super Bowl. That's what it boiled down to for me. I don't give a F about Raheem like that. Don't give a damn about Zach Robinson like that. I don't. But I love my Falcons. I want what's best for these stumbling, choking Falcons. And I don't think it's in our best interest to continue to change coaches at such a rapid pace. I don't think that's the key. I think it's more beneficial to give this guy at least another year to change things up. I don't think it's fair to him or really fair to us to switch coaches after just one season. I don't think it is. Again, now if we had only won 4 or 5 games, okay, cool. Y'all got me. I couldn't say nothing about that. But I just think he deserves another year. So again, I'm not the bodyguard of the coaching style. I keep saying this. I didn't want Raheem Morris, y'all. I was on the Bill Belichick bandwagon. In fact, I think I'm gonna go post in the community section some tweets that I sent out. I was campaigning for Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick should have put me on his payroll. You know what I mean? I might could have slid in the flowery branch and talked to the right person. Hey, bro, get Bill Belichick in here, big dog. But that's where I was at with it. But again, since we went through the interview process, we interviewed 10 plus candidates and spent a lot of time. That's the guy that Arthur Blank and the powers that be decide they're gonna hire. Hey man, let's at least invest the necessary time into this guy before we just move off. I just gave y'all the numbers. 10 years, we've had like 6 different coordinators, four different head coaches in just 10 years. Turning and burning coaches is not showing us that's the proper way to build a winning franchise. That's what the numbers are telling us. But, with that said, we'll move on. We'll move on. Okay, I see y'all putting 1 in the chat. Okay, I might do that. I've been thinking about doing that. So I might just go ahead and start a new channel in 2025. Again, this ain't gonna be no football talk. So if I do start a new channel, like, you can't come to the new channel and expect me to talk about Raheem or Bijan, because it ain't gonna be nothing like that. I'm gonna be talking about like what's going on in the news, going on with this P. Diddy situation. For any of y'all that watched Adam 22 No Jumper, it was some stuff went down there recently. I'll be talking about stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Talking about the Jay-Z situation. I'll be talking about like Kendrick Lamar performance at the Super Bowl. Nothing Falcons related. I have to come on here to talk about the birds. Shout out to my also my brother Big Low Country Sports in the house. What's going on with you, bro? Y'all make sure to check out my dog on his YouTube channel. One of the greatest Falcons content creators on this platform. If you're not subscribed to him, make sure that you do subscribe to his channel. You'll be happy that you did. Jada says, but there isn't going to be a good head coach next year. Coach says, yeah, anyone saying he should be fired not being realistic, he's gonna be here 3 years at least. And see, my thing, Coach, I'm really just saying 2 years at the minimum. Because if he comes back next year, you don't win but 5, 6, 7 games. Okay, at that point in time, okay, like, hey, bro, I can't defend you no more, dog. We gotta have to move on, dog. You know what I'm saying? I want to give you that one extra year to see if you can, you know, change the tide, how the tides were turning. But bro, you know, but see, you being a little more generous than I really would be, coach. I'm just saying 2 years at the minimum. That's pretty much what I'm on. But yeah, man, that again, that's all it is with me. I just I call it, and y'all don't go run off and man, try to call the Falcons some choking bombs. I say that with all the love and affection in the world, bro. I say that because I love the team. I didn't want these choking bombs to get it right one of these years while I'm still here, man. That's it. That's it, dog. That's all. I just want to go to the parade and just, you know, have my little drink in my hand, you know. I just want to do that. My drink and my cigar, but just be, you know what I'm saying? What? But I'm telling you, when I was at the Braves parade, we were celebrating the Braves parade. Now I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all, I went to the Cobb County parade. Call me what you want to. I didn't go to Florida County parade. I went to Cobb. You know what I'm saying? I want to see them stop and engage with the fans. They did a drive-by at the Ford's parade. I went to Cobb. You know what I'm saying? I was out there by the mall. Like, well, I got to see them slow down. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, I ain't shit for that. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, even at the Braves parade, right? Y'all want to tell you what the underlying message was at the Braves parade back after the 2021 season? What the underlying messages was, what everybody was saying, or a lot of people were saying. I should say everybody, because everybody was saying it. But they were like, man, this feel good. Wait till the Falcons do it. You think the city on fire now? Wait till the Falcons get their Super Bowl. Wait till we have our Falcons parade. I can't tell y'all how many people I talked to, people that I knew, and people just total strangers. Man, boy, wait till the Falcons do it. You know, we were happy the Braves did it. We were celebrating the Braves, but people were still, hey man, boy, wait till the Atlanta Falcons do it, boy. It's gonna be crazy. But let me get to the interview, y'all. Because I've been on here almost an hour, and I hadn't even got to what I brought you on here for. So let's go ahead and start this thing off. 3 Dirty in the house. Yo. What's up, 3 Dirty? But let's go ahead and start this off, man. Now I'm hoping that YouTube allows me to play this. You know, anybody knows about copyright and whatever, you know, I'm guessing I can play this. I'm gonna play it from my phone. I'm not showing any video, so hopefully I don't get no copyright on this, but we gonna risk it, you know, anyway. But you know, see what happens. But let's start. Again, I'm gonna play this from my phone into the mic. Coach says you can play it, just chop it up. Okay, thank you, Coach. I appreciate you. If the audio is bad, y'all let me know if the audio is good. So I'm gonna play it from my phone. Fair use. I'm using this under the federal statute, fair use for criticism and also as a teaching moment. You know, we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna criticize it. And we're gonna educate with it also. So fair use. Let's go.
Sorry, we couldn't be up there at face-to-face time, but we're here in the studio today. Rob Tribble is in for my man Carl. And how you been dealing? I know you had a million questions about it, and I know we get a new audience, and you've already covered a lot of this with the.
All right, let me start right there, y'all. How is the audio? If the audio is bad and y'all can't hear, just let me know. How's the audio? Somebody come in and tell me how the audio is. I'm gonna wait for somebody to tell me how the audio is. Let me know how the audio is, y'all. Somebody give me some feedback on the audio. Cole said it's good. Art said it's good. Okay, awesome. All right, so let's go. Jada says it's good. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Let's go.
With the media, but I know one of the things that came up that we talked about at the end of the game was how the process works itself out. So we'll go chronologically, the end of the second half. Are you talking to Zach Robinson as the clock is ticking down and you're not calling a timeout, or is it a collaborative effort? Are you talking to Zach or other coaches?
No, it's not about that. You know, when you're talking about ending the halftime, we always want to end the ball in the half with the rock in our hand, not possession. Not want to give them any seconds. So we're going down. We're just talking about whether we're going to take a timeout based on how many shots we're going to have, based on D&D. And really that's done with myself, Burb, and then Zach is right there talking about whether we're going to go, get on the ball.
Myself, did he say Burb and Zach? So when he says a process, he's saying that the people who determine, I guess, if they're going to call a timeout is him, Zach Robinson. Who is Burb? Who is Burb? Did I hear him right? You say Burb or Berg? Who is that? Is that do we got like a time management coach? Who is Bird? Coach said sound like he said Bird. Who is Bird? Anybody know who Bird is? Is that like a time management guy, a get back coach or something? Who is Bird? Who is he talking about?
You know, what they're gonna spike it, do all those type of different things. And we were able to go into halftime, you know, eat up the first down, get a couple yards, get second down, get a couple, you know, we started that drive off with 2 efficient runs.
Okay, Mr. CDX for life. What's up, Mr. CDX? Said that's the time guy. Okay, that's who I was thinking. Like maybe they have a time management guy. So obviously that's who it is. Appreciate it, CDX.
Really start that drive off and get us down. Once we got in the scoring position, want to get in position, take a shot. You know, could have taken a timeout, potentially giving us 2 shots at the end zone. But we took the time. We didn't take the timeout. We ended up getting out of bounds. The next snap there was picked. We took the 1 shot to Drake in the back of the end zone, give it a chance to score, and then we took the point and left in 2 seconds. And I went into halftime at that one. But, you know, right there.
So he's talking about the first half right here. So he's talking about the first half. So they haven't got to the end of the game yet. If you don't know time management as a head coach, you shouldn't be one. I've heard a few people say that. You're not the first person I've heard say that.
Potentially, you get possibly 2, but realistically, you get 1 good shot from as close as you possibly can get down there. I forget what yard line we exactly made it to right now, but had a real good look at Drake in the back of the end zone. Could have been a touchdown. It wasn't. Ended up settling for 3, and we're going to halftime with 7.
Could have been a touchdown, but it wasn't. Got to read between the lines what he's saying. It could have been a touchdown, but it wasn't. You got to read between the lines what he's saying. Could have been a touchdown, but it wasn't. We're going to get back to that in a moment because he's going to touch on that again. But let's keep going.
Whatever point lead.
All right, Rob, here's where I'm coming from. I was born and raised here. I have followed this team since the 70s. I love the Atlanta Falcons. This team has broken my heart, shattered my dreams time and time again. I am rooting for you, but there is a big quotient of this fan base that is losing faith in you. Tell us why they should have faith in you going forward. And this is not personal stuff.
Do that. No, Rob, I don't think I got to do that, Rob. I think that's...
Oh, man. Like, bro, I don't want to hear about your lifetime of misery and heartbreak from the Falcons. I don't got to do that to you. Like, Rob said, who are you? Like, dude, I already went through the interview process with Arthur Blank, Rich McCann, Greg Beatles. I don't have to answer to you, bro. You know, y'all asked me to come here as a guest to your show. I don't got to answer to you. Who are you? What, Rob Tribble? What makes you think I have to answer to you? Who are you? You've never signed not one of my paychecks, big dog. You know, I never asked you to marry me. You didn't conceive me or birth me. What makes you think I got to answer to you? That's what he's saying.
The ability to go out here and finish the season going 9-8 and put us in position to go win is what we need to go do, right? We got to put ourselves in position to find ways to win football games and be able to go out there. I think, Rob, you're living on the past and stuff that's happened to you over the course of your time of playing football, but football's not played that way. Football's played on a daily basis, a yearly basis.
You living in the past. You're trying to project your trauma in your past with the Falcons on me, bro. I just got the job less than a year ago. Don't talk to me about what the Grits Blitz didn't do. I wasn't here for that, big dog. Don't talk to me about the 98 Dirty Birds. They couldn't beat Denver and they got in trouble, for some extracurricular activity down in Miami. I wasn't here for that. None of that. Don't talk to me about all the heartbreaks of the Matt Ryan. Like, bro, dog, I don't want to hear about your trauma, dog. I'm not your psychiatrist. I'm not your therapist. I'm here as a guest. I don't want to hear about I don't want to hear about none of that trauma shit you got going on, Rob Tribble. Don't talk to me about none of that, bro. What makes you think I care about all that trauma and heartbreak? I've been the head coach of the team for less than 1 year. Now, if I was a part of all that heartbreak and trauma, yeah, okay, yeah, let's hear it, Rob. But no, bro, like you miss me with that, cuz.
How you go about your business, how you go out there and win football games, putting ourselves in position to go out there. And with Michael Penix, being the young buck that he is and going to lead us to the future and to what we can do in Atlanta to be able to go out there and win football games, I think is most important. I think you got the old "what with me" mentality, and that's the mentality exactly of what we don't want.
Oh man, I think you got an old "woe is me" mentality, and that's exactly the mentality we don't want. Bro, we don't care about y'all grown 55, 58, 60-year-old men crying on the radio all goddamn time. You know what I'm saying? In fact, don't even come on the sideline. Don't come in my circle with all that negative ass energy, bro. I ain't like y'all crying about stuff that happened in the past, and I'm a new coach. Don't put all that on me. All that, whoa, the sky's falling. Oh, the Falcons broke my heart. I can't get over 28-3. Man, fuck that, bro. I don't give a damn about that. You grown. You older than me. Stop fucking crying. Stop crying, bro. You didn't get this job on the radio because you came to the interview crying. You presented yourself during your interview as somebody dependable, somebody respectable, but now you got me in here. You want to cry. Oh, somebody get a baby a tissue. Somebody get a big baby a tissue. I like this, Raheem. I like this.
I think you can't live like that, be like that in no form or fashion, anything that we do. I remember when I was a sports fan of any franchise I've ever been, we won.
You hear him in the background. Oh, they didn't expect that. They're in the background. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love this, bro. Get them, Rob. Bang on their ass. Bang on their ass, Raheem.
We won together. And if we didn't win, they cheated. And that was just the bottom line of how we grew up. I don't know what area you're from, but you must be pretty young to think that way.
Well, like I said, it's just tough because
I don't know what area you from, but you must be pretty young to think that way. In other words, you're crying like a kid. You're crying like my kids. When it's bedtime and they want to stay up, they start crying. When they want some more sweets and I say, no, you've already had enough cake and ice cream for the day, they start crying. You're too old to be crying. Stop crying. Stop crying to me. A grown man crying at another grown man. Stop it. It's not good. It's unbecoming of you, sir.
one of the things I know you were with Dan Quinn. They brought in a coach to be a strategy coach on the sideline because Dan had struggled with clock management. Is that something you would think about bringing in?
We already have everybody has a clock management guy. We all have those things, but I think what you guys don't really.
Okay, everybody has a clock management guy. Okay, so he's saying that this is common around the NFL. Everybody got this guy. Everybody got a clock management guy. Okay, all right.
There's certain situations that go into everything. Like even at the end of this game, to not use that timeout when we didn't, it was for a reason. It was a football reason. It was to get.
Okay, here we go. He said to not use that timeout when we didn't was for a reason. It was for a football reason. All right, so we about to find out. Raheem, that's the question of the week, bro. Question of the week, because it's almost a whole week later, and everybody's still talking about that timeout. So let's see what he says.
A regulated four-man rush with the coverage that we can get in order to try to get a completion out of bounds, to not let those guys set up a rush and zero coverage to put us in a gotta-have-it situation. Now, if you go back and you put yourself in a gotta-have-it situation, you still have a chance, but it just gets a lot harder. It was actually what it was in that play when we got the pass interference, when you kind of lucked out and got the pass interference because you barely got the ball off, when they almost got 2 sacks on you because they rushed everybody. But you want to have the ability to do that stuff and make.
So he's saying we had the advantage personnel wise. We had them having the personnel that they had on the field that we wanted. It was advantageous to us to run another play. So they can substitute. That's what he's saying. Excuse me. That's what he's saying.
Those decisions and make those choices. And obviously, it was the wrong choice at that time because we didn't win. But if we get that completion right before, even though it took a little long, we're sitting at the 35-yard line with the timeout and ability to utilize the whole middle of the field and throw the ball anyway, get a completion, bang a timeout, kick a lot short of field goals. That would have been ideal, but even just catching that thing at the 35 would have been ideal for us. It just didn't work out in our favor. And you don't argue the results or you don't argue with people.
Did y'all say when he said if we would have got that completion around the 35, did y'all hear that? If we would have got that completion around the 35, did y'all hear that? If we would have got that completion around the 35, but we didn't get it.
About whether it was the right or wrong decision. Obviously it's the wrong decision when you lose. But the thing about it is, man, you got to take your shot. You got to be decisive based on football knowledge as well with general and common knowledge of when you call timeouts, when you utilize things, based on what you know and what you do and how you go about your process.
Right. Coach Raheem Morris is with us, guys.
Hold on. CDX for Life said replay it. Oh, let me see if I can go back.
So we'll go chronologically. The end of the second half. Are you talking to Zach Robinson as the clock is ticking down and you're not calling a timeout, or is it a collaborative effort? Are you talking to Zach or other coaches?
No, it's not about that. When you're talking about ending the halftime, we always want to end the ball in the half with the rock in our hand, not possession. Do not want to give them any seconds. So we're going down. We're just talking about whether we're going to take a timeout based on how many shots we're going to have, based on D&D. And really that's done with myself, Berg, and then Zach is right there talking about whether we're going to go, get on the ball, whether they're going to spike it, do all those type of different things. And we were able to go into halftime, eat up the first down, get a couple of yards, get second down, get a couple. We started that drive off with 2 efficient runs, really start that drive off and get us down. Once we got in the scoring position, want to get in position, take a shot, could have taken a timeout, potentially given us 2 shots at the end zone, but we took the time. We didn't take the timeout. We ended up getting out of bounds. The next snap there was picked. We took the 1 shot to Drake in the back of the end zone, giving us a chance to score. And then we took the point that left in 2 seconds and went into halftime at that one. But, right there, potentially you get possibly 2, but realistically you get 1 good shot from as close as you possibly can get down there. I forget what yard line we exactly made it to right now, but had a real good look at Drake in the back of the end zone. Could have been a touchdown. It wasn't.
Had a real good look at Drake in the back of the end zone. Could have been a touchdown, but it wasn't. You got to read between the lines, y'all. You got to read between the lines. And I'm going to admit, Coach got a very valid point on what he's saying.
Settling for 3, and we're going to halftime with 17, whatever point lead.
All right, Rob, here's where I'm coming from. I was born and raised here. I have followed this team since the 70s. I love the Atlanta Falcons. This team has broken my heart, shattered my dreams time and time again. I am rooting for you, but there is a big quotient of this fan base that is losing faith in you. Tell us why they should have faith in you going forward. And this is not personal stuff.
Do that. No, Rob, I don't think I got to do that, Rob. I think the ability to go out here and finish the season going 9-8 and put us in position to go win is what we need to go do, right? We got to put ourselves in position to find ways to win football games and to be able to go out there. I mean, Rob, you're living on the past and stuff that's happened to you over the course of your time of playing football, but football's not played that way. Football's played on a daily basis, a yearly basis, how you go about your business, how you go out there and win football games, putting ourselves in position to go out there. And with Michael Penix, being the young buck that he is and going to lead us to the future and to what we can do in Atlanta to be able to go out there and win football games, I think it's most important. I think you got the old "what would be" mentality, and that's the mentality exactly of what we don't want. And I think you can't live like that, be like that in no form or fashion, anything that we do. I remember when I was a sports fan of any franchise I've ever been, when we won together. And if we didn't win, they cheated. And that was just the bottom line of how we grew up. I don't know what area you're from, but you must be pretty young to think that way.
Well, like I said, it's just tough because some of the things I know you were with Dan Quinn, they brought in a strategy coach on the sideline because Dan had struggled with clock management. Is that something you would think about bringing in?
We already have everybody has a clock management guy. We all have those things. But, I think what you guys don't realize is there's certain situations that go into everything. Like, even at the end of this game, to not use that timeout when we didn't, it was for a reason. It was a football reason. It was to get a regulated 4-man rush with the coverage that we can get in order to try to get a completion out of bounds, to not let those guys set up a.
Raheem said he did what he did for a reason. There was a strategy behind that, bro. He said, like, look, y'all keep talking all this junk on me and saying I don't know what I'm doing. Like, bro, this was a strategy behind this. There's a reason we did what we did. And he's breaking this down rather well, whether we want to still be mad with him or not, but he's explaining his case very well, in my opinion.
Rush to zero coverage to put us in a gotta have a situation. Now, if you go back and you put yourself in a gotta have a situation, you still have a chance, but it just gets a lot harder. It was actually what it was in that play when we got the pass interference, when you kind of lucked out and got the pass interference because you barely got the ball off, when almost got 2 sacks on you because they rushed everybody. But you want to have the ability to do that stuff and make those decisions and make those choices. And obviously, it was the wrong choice at that time because we didn't win. But if we get that completion right before, even though it took a little long, we're sitting at the 35-yard line with the timeout and ability to utilize the whole middle of the field.
He's saying if we get that completion right there at the 35-yard line, y'all are not crying about this. What he's saying is like, look, I didn't take the time out. We didn't take the time out for a strategic reason. We had to look that we wanted on defense. He's saying, and again, you got to read between the lines. He is saying something because he don't want to appear like he's throwing a certain person under the bus, is what he's saying. He don't want to throw a certain person under the bus. And if he is more explicit on what he's saying, then this story is going to spread like a wildfire, and it's going to get out of control. It's going to get out of control. We're going to finish listening to this, but I'm going to tell y'all what he's saying. Has anybody figured out what he's saying yet? Let me ask y'all that in the comment yet. Has anybody figured out what he's saying without saying it? Has anybody figured it out? Even if you do or don't agree with his strategy, but has anybody figured out what he's saying yet? Because you got to read between the lines. Has anybody figured it out yet? Let's see. T. Terry says no. Strapped up said it's Zach's fault. My man, Scooter Rain. That's what he's saying without saying it. He's saying we had what we wanted. We had their defensive personnel. We had the advantage. A says if Penix would have completed the throws, it's a non-conversation. Mr. CDX, and Mr. CDX been saying this for a minute in the chat. Nephew missed the passes. That's what he's saying. Jada says so. Raheem blaming the rookie. He's not blaming the rookie, but okay, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Raheem can't say what I can say, but that the play he's speaking about that we didn't complete at the 35-yard line. Listen, y'all. Trust me, I understand. Penix is a rookie, and you got to be willing to take the highs and the lows with a rookie quarterback. And a lot of times they're going to be more lows than highs. That's a rookie. But there are certain throws. And y'all, please understand what I'm about to say here. There are certain throws that an NFL quarterback simply has to make. I'm going to repeat this. There are certain throws that an NFL quarterback has to make. Rookie or no rookie, 15-year veteran, 10-year veteran, there are certain throws that a rookie has to make. We're gonna finish this up, but let's look at something real quick. Let's look at something real quick. This is the play in question right here. This is the play. Also shout out to Jackson Kruger Sports. This is a fairly big or popular film study channel. You know, this is a very popular film study channel. And I'm sure a lot of you have visited this channel. This is the throw in question. Let me blow this up. This is the throw.
Kind of just looks like pulled that one a little bit almost. Here on the 3rd and goal, this I thought was going to be, that was their opportunity. They scored on the net.
Okay, this is the throw right here. There's 16 seconds left. And anybody who watched my post-game show, I also brought this up, and this was before he uploaded this on his channel. You know, I caught some smoke about this also, but hey, I'm a big high school football fan, just like I'm a big NFL and college football fan. I'm going to tell y'all this. Take it how you want to take it. But if I'm watching my high school team, you know, a bunch of 16, 17-year-olds, if I'm watching my high school team and my starting quarterback for my high school team has a chance to make this throw to possibly get us in the state playoffs, and he misses this throw we're about to look at, I'm going to get on his ass. Pause. I'm going to question his ability because it's a high school. I would expect my high school quarterback of the high school I attended and played football for, I would expect my high school quarterback to complete this pass. I would expect a high schooler to complete this pass. This is a high school level pass. Here we go.
Next play, we'll touch on that later. Also, this one, which this would have won the game. I mean, this play would have won the game for the Falcons almost certainly. They would have been in field goal range, and I don't mean 56.
You heard what he just said? This would have won the game.
6-yard field goal. They would have had a chance probably for,
Look, we have to complete this pass, y'all. I'm sorry. I am
40-plus yard field goal here had Penix made this throw. Again,
and guys, look at Michael Penix right now. You're not gonna get a cleaner pocket than you got right here. Your pocket will never be any cleaner than it is right now. Look at this. Look at how clean this pocket is. Guys, this is a NFL quarterback. I know a bunch of y'all gonna say, "Wait, man, it's a Ricky. But you gotta make this throw, man. You, as an NFL player who played at a D1 school, you gotta make this throw, y'all. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I'm not blaming Penix, and I don't think Raheem is blaming Penix. He's just telling you, like, look, our strategy worked. We had the look we wanted. Our guy got open, but we couldn't complete the pass. We got to execute. Again, I expect my quarterback of my high school to complete this pass. Now, middle school it get a little bit shaky, but even a lot of these middle schools now, boy, they done, evolved since when I played in middle school. But I'm sorry, y'all. This is the pass my starting quarterback of my NFL team has to complete. And if we hit this receiver, this is a non-story. We're not talking about this. And I understand a lot of us still gonna be mad at Raheem. We're gonna call him stupid. We're gonna make jokes about him not having his timeouts or whatever. But You complete this pass, you're now talking about a 40 something, a 40 plus yard field goal instead of it being 56. But I get it. Raheem got to be the bad guy. I forget that old Scarface line, Tony Montana. But he talk about, you want a bad guy? I'll be a fucking bad guy. No, I'll be a fucking bad guy. Somebody got to be the bad guy. Raheem, you got to be the bad guy, man. The Falcons fans, they need a bad guy, Raheem. Raheem, you got to be the bad guy. Everybody love a bad guy. Everybody love a villain. You got to be the bad guy, Raheem. Y'all like my Scarface accent? Hey, but anyway, man, all bullshit aside, bro. All bullshit aside. Brian Cornell said, you can't save him, Tyler Brown. I'm not trying to save him, bro. I'm really not. I'm really trying to look at this from a sensible football perspective, dog. People want to lean on Penix being a rookie, and I get it. But Brian, an NFL quarterback got to complete that pass, bro. I'm sorry, dog. I'm sorry. Jimmy Jackson said, tired of you tripping. That's a 40-yard pass. Jimmy, bro, that ain't no 40-yard pass. What are you looking at, cuz? That's not a 40-yard pass. That's like a 20-yard pass. What are you talking about, bro? That's an easy pass. This is an NFL. This is like a 20-yard pass. This is like a 20. This is a routine pass. And I don't know how many of y'all listen to Michael Penix interview post game, but Michael Penix said himself, there were some throws that I missed that I gotta make. I know I can make. Hey.
Can't help but think about how Bo Nix, I did similar montages when he first entered the league of he was doing this, and then he kind of got.
Jimmy, that's like a 20-yard pass, bro. Do you know how far 40 yards is on the NFL football?
The hang of it week 4 and was able to get into the groove. You just can't help but wonder with this stuff for Atlanta. They made such an effort to not play Penix. He barely played preseason. They waited.
Hey, y'all saying I'm trying to say Raheem. I'm just trying to tell y'all, bro. NFL quarterback, you gotta complete that pass, bro. I'm sorry, y'all. Mr. CDS for license facts. Nephew said that's on him after the game. Even Michael Penix said he got to complete the pass. Bro, this is an NFL quarterback, y'all. Michael Penix played 6 years of college football at a D1 school. He didn't come from a D3 school. He played D1 level. He was a Heisman candidate, drafted in the top 8 of the draft. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, hey, if y'all want to continue to be mad at Raheem, be my guest. I ain't gonna be the one to try to stop you. Trust me on that. You just want to still blame Raheem, be my guest. But your quarterback, he got to complete these passes. He has to complete these passes. I promise you that. But let's keep going.
And throw the ball anywhere, get a completion, bang a timeout, take a lot short of field goal. That would have been ideal, but even just catching that thing at the 35 would have been ideal for us. It just didn't work out in our favor. And you don't argue the results, or you don't argue with people about whether it was the right or wrong decision. Obviously the wrong decision when you lose. But the thing about it is, man, you got to take your shot. You got to be decisive based on football knowledge, as well with general common knowledge of when you call timeouts, when you.
Coach says his point is valid. Penix needed to sit because he had issues with touch and arc, but that also is another reason Ra on the hot seat, because all year he should have been working on that. Mr. CDX for life says, tired of you speaking for the other half of Falcons fans. Yeah, and I get it, Mr. CDX. Like, no matter what is shown, no matter what Raheem says, no matter what Michael Penix himself says, people have already pinpointed Raheem Morris as the scapegoat. So they're gonna blame him no matter what. Although if he uses a timeout, there's no guarantee we get another positive yard that game. In fact, he could have called a timeout. We could have stepped back to pass. They could have changed their defense, which they were trying to prevent them from doing, rushed the passer, got a sack, we fumbled the ball. Just like the University of Georgia did the first half last night. And then that same segment of fans, they'd have been mad at Raheem Morris for, hey, man, you call a timeout. You messed up the quarterback rhythm. But, hey, it is what it is. Raheem could have definitely did a much, much better job utilizing his timeouts, just like my NFL quarterback should have been able to complete this high school level pass. I'm sorry, y'all. I love Penix. I love him. He showed a hell of a lot of potential, but I'm sorry. I expect my NFL quarterback to complete this pass. I hold no punches about that. That like the old saying goes, I'm gonna stand on that hill. I'm gonna stand on that hill. Tay says had him two drives in the preseason like he has 100% pinpoint accuracy. Should have let him play more or when the game's out of reach, let the rook go out there and play. That's a valid point. From what I have gathered, they pulled Penix in the preseason because they felt he was ready, and I've also heard like they didn't really want a quarterback controversy because Michael Penix was looking so good in practice. His arm was looking so good in practice. Excuse me. And I hear a lot of people, who adamant they're gonna blame Raheem. They say, well, you should have benched Kirk Cousins sooner. Even if you bench Kirk Cousins sooner than you benched him, that still don't guarantee that Michael Penix is gonna come in here and play any better than he's playing right now. Again, he's a rookie. He's gonna go through his highs. He's gonna go through his lows. I'm not blaming him for this, y'all. I'm not blaming the game on Michael Penix at all. Only thing I'm saying is I do expect my NFL quarterback to make this. This is a very routine pass. This is a clean pocket. He's left-handed. He's throwing to his left. Look at the screen. Darnell Mooney got this guy beat by a minimum of 2 yards. Dump the ball to him. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying.
I think based on what you know and what you do and how you go about your process.
Right. Coach Raheem Morris is with us, guys. We'll talk about Carolina in a second. We just haven't had a chance to debrief on what happened on Sunday Night Football on national TV. It just seems like, Robert, you've been in this league so many years. When you get up to the 44, you move the ball 25 yards, and Mooney makes that pass. I mean, it's going to take a second to get the lineman up there. So we lose 23 seconds, and now you also probably know going into this, your kicker doesn't have the range that you have with Koo. So we'll give your young quarterback all the time he needs to maybe get yourself down the field for a shorter kick.
Yeah, 100%. But you didn't listen to what I said. Exactly, Mike, like you don't do every week.
100%. But you didn't listen to what I said, Mike, like you do every week. Boy, Raheem came here to bang. Boy, he banging on these cats today, bro. He is banging on them.
It's like when we had a chance to get him out there in the grass and do it, you knew you would take a little bit extra time. But what do you get in 2 minutes when you call a moving cock play? You get zone coverage. You get a regulated four-man rush, you get coverage, and you get a chance for your quarterback to get an explosive. We needed one more explosive out there, and the way that we felt best to get it was to keep the clock moving so they couldn't get the exotic pressures out there to be.
All right, what's going on, James? James says every veteran QB's miss basic passes. I agree. I don't doubt that at all. But this is the thing. If you missing a basic pass in the first quarter that really has no impact on anything, nobody gonna say nothing. Second quarter, nobody gonna say nothing. But if the game is on the line and that routine pass causes you to lose a game, people gonna speak. They gonna say something, and that's what any position. Let's go back to when Koo missed against the Saints. People roll so hard on Koo because his miss was very impactful on us losing the game. So it is really the situation and the timing is what's going to cause the uproar, you know, and that goes the same for Raheem in the timeouts. If the first half, if Raheem mismanaged the clock, but we still win by 10 points, nobody's going to say anything. But the fact that he mismanaged the clock and we lost, now it's a huge story that we're still talking about almost a week later. You know, and you were absolutely right, James, but when the game is on the line, if you miss a routine pass, like, hey, it's going to stick out. And this is just like the guy who reacted to this, Jackson Kruger, just said, like, look, you got to complete this. And if you complete this, you win the game. You know, so I can't solely blame Raheem and then not look at the factors that's affecting the outcome of the game. And I know and I understand people want to shield Michael Penix from any blame, and I'm not blaming him for the loss, but at the same time, like, bro, you gotta complete this pass. Like, this guy is wide open, and it would be a little bit different if Penix didn't miss so many open guys this game. I mean, he missed a bunch of open guys this game. There was at least 2, possibly 3 touchdowns that our quarterback missed. But again, he's a rookie. He is a rookie, you know. So for everybody, you know, including me to an extent, who wanted Kirk Cousins benched, Michael Penix to play, here we are. And that's why the quarterback position is so critical and so crucial in the NFL, because you really control the game to a large extent, just like we see right here. If we make this pass, Mooney gets out of bounds right here, we still got 2 timeouts left. We probably can kick a 45, 46, 47-yard field goal. And then if he misses it, then everything falls on the kicker and not the quarterback and the head coach. But that's not how that played out.
To do those things. When you stop the clock, you give them a chance to do those things. And now you get a chance to get some of the exotics out there, Mike. But that's what we didn't want to have happen. Now, hindsight, yeah, I mean, take your chances with the exotic play, but, you know, it is what it is. We didn't do that. Now you guys are right. And then I just got to go back and reevaluate what we do in those situations.
Oh, no. All right, so James says, I understand that title, but even critical moments that happens, but the mismanagement of the clock is the main reason he called a timeout, try to get your quarterback calm down and draw him up a great play. Even if you call a timeout, you draw up your best play that you think going to work, there's no guarantee it's going to work. You could have called a timeout, calmed him down. Now, like Coach Raheem is saying, they got a chance to get their NASCAR defense in, or whatever they call it. Now they can apply pressure to Penix, who had been off all game long. Now you're going to send a bunch of pressure his way. The good thing about this, when you say calm down, James, like, he has an open pocket. I mean, it's not going to get any easier than this. You call a timeout, you may think you're helping him. You might be hurting him. You know, just because you call a timeout and, you know, you quote unquote calming down, that don't necessarily mean it's going to help him. Now the defense has a chance to get their pressure package in there. Hey, you send a bunch of guys at him. Now you got all kind of pressure. He don't respond good to pressure because he's a rookie, or he gets sacked. So, I mean, I get everybody's timeout narrative, but there's no guarantee you get a positive play after the timeout is called. If you complete this routine pass, there's a guarantee that you can't, that kick, instead of being a 56-yard, it's about, you know, around about 10 yards shorter. You know, so I get the timeout argument, but there's no guarantee with that at all.
Coach, I'm just saying, look, we know they're going to take away the sidelines. I'm just saying it's you lost 23 seconds because you didn't get close enough for a field goal. And I'm just saying, at the time, the entire country was screaming at the TV to take a timeout. So it wasn't like we're the only ones living in a vacuum on this one. It's just,
No, Mike.
But the middle of the field, if you get the ball down the field, I know you're going to.
Huckleberry 71, what's up, bro? So excuses. Penix responded well to pressure all night. I call BS. Man, y'all got me in here about to talk bad about my quarterback. Michael Penix completed 54% of his passes Sunday night. completed 54% of his passes Sunday night. He overthrew receiver after receiver after receiver after receiver. But if we want to say he responded well to pressure all night, completing 54% of his passes, hey, I ain't gonna argue with you on it, bro.
Have to burn a timeout. That's too. You don't want to burn that second timeout, but at least give yourself a chance. Give him more time. You got a rookie quarterback who's now got a race with 17 seconds, and we're stuck with a field goal that can't be made.
No, Mike. You're talking about a kid that can make it. That made his 53 yardage his longest. He kicked a 56. So what we're saying is, you're exactly.
Thank you, A. Thank you, A. Appreciate this comment, man. A says, if you want the coach to be accountable, then the quarterback is as well. Regardless if he's a rookie, big boy league. It's not Pee-wee football. It's not the blame game. It's a teaching moment for Penix. Thank you, A. That's all I'm trying to relay. People think I'm blaming Penix, or they think Raheem is blaming Penix and protecting Raheem. No, that's not it at all. Just like A said, like if you want the coach to be accountable, the quarterback also got to be accountable as well. I get it's a rookie. Hey, the quarterback we played Sunday night was a rookie. He made the plays when they needed to be made. It's a big boy league, and that's why I use my high school quarterback as an example. I'm telling y'all, if my high school quarterback misses that pass, I'm criticizing him. I'm sorry. And this is a 16-year-old kid, but I'm criticizing him. You got to complete that pass. That's a high school level throw, no pressure, clean pocket, wide open receiver. But that ball was nowhere near the intended target. Nowhere near the intended target. Not even close. Scooter Rain says, I like Penix, but facts are facts. Plus, my man got 3 fumbles already. He hasn't lost any. He's the Kirk Cousins with a strong. Now, Scooter, you banging on Michael Penix. Now, I ain't gonna take it that far. You banging on Penix. Clay says Penix played like a rookie with short time, like he is. Raheem coached like a rookie, but he's an experienced vet. And I understand what you're saying, Clay, but I'm kind of reverting back to A's comment, like, hey, you got to hold them both accountable at some point. Penix is a starting quarterback now, and that don't mean because you're a rookie that you can just overthrow guys and miss touchdowns. Like, no, like there is a certain level of accountability that needs to be had. And again, I'm not blaming him. He's a rookie. I mean, it is what it is. It is. If this was Kirk Cousins who missed it, I would say, hey man, Kirk Cousins, the reason we lost that game. That's Kirk Cousins' fault. We lost that game. I'd have fully blamed Kirk. But I'm not blaming Michael Penix, but I'm not excusing him for missing a very, very routine pass, especially for an NFL player who's left-handed going to his left side.
Right. You can actually take the timeout. You can take the timeout, and then you're dealing with a different scenario. It's a gotta-have-it situation where you're getting these max pressures and you're getting zero-type coverages that we tried to avoid. So that's why we got on the ball. Like you just said, obviously, it wasn't the right decision. It didn't work out for us. You couldn't get the completion, so you can't get the win. But if you do get the completion, now you're sitting at 35. You got into his range where he's got his max field goal before, but you have a shot to go utilize the middle of the field on the next play or the next 2 plays to give yourself a chance. And obviously, it didn't work, so you're right. But I'm not going to sit and argue with you about those things. But I will say this, those things that you got to have confidence in based on how you study and how you looked at the film and how you went about your process throughout it all. And really felt good at the time how we want to go attack that thing. Just didn't work out in our favor.
Things you have confidence in. We really felt good about that play, and it didn't work out in our favor. Translation: we had confidence that Michael Penix could make that throw. We had confidence that we could get a guy open, which we did. We didn't complete the pass. We lost. So in hindsight, yeah, you can blame me for everything. I got to sit on that, but at the same time, I am going to come up here and give my explanation on it also. I think that's pretty much it.
All right, well, we'll focus on something positive. We've beaten the dead horse with a dead horse. I understand that, but I want to talk about Cordero Hodge. He's like the epitome of a.
Okay, we'll end it on that. I think that was pretty much the juicy part of the interview. But that was his explanation, man. I like the energy he came with, because I'm gonna say this. We're about to get ready to wrap this up, but I'm gonna say this. Carl Thomas says Falcons fans crazy. We are, man. We've been through a lot of trauma. But I'm gonna say this, man. As far as Raheem goes, man, like, listen, a lot of what I hear from people, the reason they don't like Raheem, they kind of say he's like a good guy, a choir boy, he may not take the job as serious enough or whatever. But I'm gonna tell y'all this. The same thing that I hear, most of the complaints I hear about about Raheem Morris that people don't like about him, it's the same coach that we fired to hire him. A lot of people, like, they saying man, I want my coach to be an asshole. I don't want my coach to take no shit. I want him to be stern. I want him to be a disciplinarian. I don't want a player's coach. Well, that's what Arthur Smith was. Everything that I hear people say they don't like about Raheem Morris, that's exactly what Arthur Smith was. Arthur Smith didn't play no games. He was hard on the players. He came here hard on the players. You heard him out there doing a bunch of cussing when he first got here. He rarely smiled. He rarely laughed. He was always stern. He was always like, we going to do this way. I ain't taking no bullshit from these players. I ain't taking no bullshit from y'all in the media. I'm going to come here and I'm going to lead with a hard hand. Everything that people say they don't like about Raheem was everything that Arthur Smith was. But you know what happened? The fan base eventually turned on Arthur Smith too. The same set of fans who want to fire Raheem Morris, or the same set of fans who want to fire Arthur Smith. Even though now they're saying they want the Arthur Smith type of coach back. Now that you got a player's coach, now I'm hearing people say, well, we don't want a player's coach. Now we want the Arthur Smith coach back. But you just had him, and y'all turned on him too. Y'all turned on that. You turned on the total different. You turned on the polar opposite of Raheem Morris. The fan base turned on him, and y'all can debate. Y'all can debate me on what we just listened to on the interview and my perspective on it. Okay, that's cool. That's cool to debate me on that. But you can't debate me on this, because you know this is 100% factual. The same fan base turned on Arthur Smith too. The same fan base turned on Arthur Smith. And now they're asking for him back. You're asking for the Arthur Smith coach back now. That's why I read off that data to y'all. You just can't keep turning and burning coaches. That's not the answer. It's deeper than that, y'all. It's deeper than the head coach. I'm sorry. It's deeper than the head coach. The Atlanta Falcons, as much as I love them, and a lot of content creators not gonna tell y'all this, but I will. There are some serious organizational issues at Flowery Branch. There are some issues that go far above and beyond a Raheem Morris, a Terry Fontenot, an Arthur Smith. There are some organizational issues here at play, y'all. There is some talent issue at play. That's why you got 7 losing seasons in 10 years. It's bigger than a coach. It's bigger than the coach. So until we actually get to the root of the problem, as a franchise, as an organization, as a family of Falcons fans, it's going to be the same thing. Oh, I hate this coach. I hate this coach. Fire this coach after 1 year. Fire this coach after 1 year. They could fire Raheem Morris tomorrow. You could bring in a brand new coach. Whatever personality is our flavor of the month at that time. He finished with 6, 7, 8 wins. Y'all going to want to fire him too. And the same issues will still perpetrate this franchise. You still going to have those organizational issues that are going to continue to be unaddressed. You're still going to have a talent issue as far as the players go that are going to go unaddressed. So until those issues are addressed, you can fire and hire whoever you want to. You can pay Andy Reid $40 million a year to quit his job with Kansas City and come coach us. You can bring Bill Belichick here. You can bring Kyle Shanahan back. But until those issues, the real root of the problem issues, get addressed, we're going to stay on this roller coaster. We're going to stay on the roller coaster. I'm telling you. You've had 4 different head coaches in 10 years. There's a certain part of this organizational structure that has been here through Mike Smith, Dan Quinn, Arthur Smith, Raheem Morris, Zach Robinson, Dirk Coder, Marquez Manuel, Dean Pease, Matt Ryan, Desmond Ritter, Michael Penix, etc. There's a common denominator. So when we're ready to address that and do something about that, don't expect anything miraculous to change. With that said, let me thank everybody for your time, man. This was outstanding fun for me. I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed y'all. I appreciate everybody for coming in. Not sure when the next live will be. It could be tonight for the Waffle House. Who knows? We working on getting our health certificate back to open back up, as Coach would say. So you might see us again here tonight on here fussing and cussing later on tonight. I don't know. It might be Sunday for the post-game show, but whenever it is, please come back. And again, thank y'all for y'all time, man. Y'all have a blessed weekend, a great 2025, and I'm out. Peace.